Hi, I'm Kylie, a pre-service teacher, and today I'm going to introduce you to a student that I met during my last placement in a prep classroom in a regional North Queensland primary school. In maintaining anonymity, I will refer to him as Ethan. I first met Ethan during morning rotational activities the prep teacher set in the classroom for students before the school bell would ring. Ethan was running around the room, and when he saw me, a new face, he immediately ran towards me and embraced me in a big bear hug. He spoke very well and very clearly, introduced himself and asked politely who I was. Over the course of my 5-week placement, I learnt an immense amount about this little boy. Ethan loved animals, cars, and the building blocks were his favourite. An avid drawer, he would often present me with his imaginative creations. He was the youngest in his family, with 2 older siblings, in Year 4 and Year 6. Their mother passed away when Ethan was 4 to cancer, and he now lived with his father, stepmother, brother, and sister. Although at times he was a sweet little boy, he was, however, on a behaviour management plan. Ethan became very agitated, aggressive, and violent towards both teachers and students multiple times a day. Furniture would be thrown, he would scream profanities, kick and hit his classmates, scratch teaching staff, and regularly abscond from the classroom. Consequently, his classmates were fearful of him, and Ethan found it extremely difficult to make friends or to even speak to his fellow preppies. However, when given one-on-one teaching support, Ethan was more likely to participate and contribute to class activities. Therefore, for the purpose of this case study, I will be focusing on Ethan's social and emotional skill development. Assessment methods and data gathering techniques that I utilised were very much of a novice pre-service teacher. Having not encountered a student displaying this behaviour before, I relied heavily on informal assessment methods such as direct observation, both in the classroom and playground. The classroom teacher frequently attempted to engage Ethan's stepmother in before and after school informal conversations with which I was privy to. The success of these interactions was heavily dependent on her mood and attitude on any given day. Ethan's stepmother frequently displayed verbally abusive behaviour towards school staff, and this subsequently made interaction with her difficult. Collaborative discussions incorporating the views and experiences of the classroom teacher, relevant aides, special education teacher, and school principal yielded further data with which I could base specific social and emotional skill development goals and strategies for Ethan. To my knowledge, Ethan had never been assessed or seen by any health professionals, therefore there were no diagnoses to work with. The school, however, was in the process of communicating their concerns for Ethan should this behaviour continue without a formal assessment to his father and stepmother. The outcome of this I am not aware of, unfortunately. As a formal assessment method, I have explored the use of a DESA Mini. This is a measure of behaviours related to resilience, social emotional competence, and school success. The DESA Mini yields one total social emotional competence scale score and can be used as a universal screener for social emotional competence. I have completed the 8 questions and Ethan has a raw score of 3. This is a very low score, described as a need for instruction. This range of scores is indicated by red shading on the individual student profile. Children with scores in this range can be considered at risk for exhibiting or developing significant social emotional problems. The Australian Curriculum Health and Physical Education Learning Area highlights the importance of personal, social and community health. The following content descriptors are 2 with which I believe Ethan would greatly benefit from working towards. Practice personal and social skills to interact positively with others, more specifically active listening and showing self-discipline to be an effective group member, and identify and describe emotional responses people may experience in different situations, in particular learning and using appropriate language and actions to communicate his feelings in different situations. ACARA also highlights the importance of the personal and social capability. This involves students participating in a range of practices including recognising and regulating emotions, developing empathy for others and understanding relationships, establishing and building positive relationships, making responsible decisions, working effectively in teams, and handling challenging situations constructively. In response to these content descriptors, I have devised the following 2 social and emotional learning goals for Ethan. Goal 1. During group learning time, Ethan will display whole body listening. Eyes are looking, ears are listening, brain is thinking, mouth is quiet, hands are to myself, and legs are folded and still on 2 or more occasions per day. Goal 2. Ethan will decrease inappropriate verbalizations, swearing and name-calling, to 1 time per day or less by responding more appropriately when he starts to feel overwhelmed in the classroom, by talking to a teacher or utilizing the calm down corner. I thank you for listening, and I look forward to any feedback you have to offer.